Who's there? Oh, it's the deal makers from Ward 5. Well, come on in. So guys, today in the first part of the video, we'll talk about little alts, what moves I've made lately. In the second part of the video, of course, we'll look at digital gold. In the third part, we'll talk about new opportunities, especially for those who have accounts on MEXC. The video will be, as always, interesting, positive, and useful. Right now, give it a big, fat, huge thumbs up in advance, and let's get started. So friends, looking at how the market is starving crypto enthusiasts, I actually start to feel sorry for everyone. In my view, we've already hit that point where until something good happens, no further development of altcoins or this whole little market will happen. Yes, of course, Bitcoin might go up or down, but our main focus is specifically on alternative coins. Yeah, all those besides Bitcoin. Basically, from here, it's either a path to a scam, and this market gradually deflates to zero, or alternatively, it'll soar, rising from the ashes like a phoenix, which is what I'm hoping for and what I'm betting my money on. So I'm still continuing to buy up various coins, strengthening my positions, so to speak, to earn even more. And today I've picked out several coins for you from 3 categories, specifically dividing them into high risk, medium risk, and low risk. And accordingly, there's something to pay attention to today. Ready? Let's go. We'll start with low risk, if you can even say that about the crypto market. So the first 2 coins are Ethereum and XRP, the ones I've been holding in my portfolio for a long time. Well, in the case of XRP, I've basically said that in this cycle, I've focused and placed my bet specifically on this coin. And as for Ethereum, we have another major update coming up called Glamsterdam. Not Amsterdam, just kidding, I don't smoke, but specifically Glamsterdam, which in turn will help partially solve the scalability issue of Ethereum, reducing transaction cost by about 70 to 80%. And there's a bunch of other updates too. And generally looking back at history, at how it was before, what kind of events have a positive impact on the price of Ethereum? Well, I don't know how it'll be this time considering everything that's going on. But overall, in the short term, you could try to play this and try holding some of your money in Ether. Now, moving on to my favorite XRP. Personally, I'm not buying more right now because, well, my main portfolio is in this specific coin. I'll even say that I occasionally sell some parts to buy up these dipped shit coins. Oh, wait, I mean altcoins. So, my goal hasn't changed. As I said before, I'm expecting $5 to $6 from XRP. And maybe we'll even see a higher price because what's being done now is, well, actually impressive. I'm constantly keeping an eye on this coin and on what the CEO is doing. There are tons of partnerships and they're building such a cool ecosystem that I honestly don't know what else to compare it to in the crypto market. Well, maybe with Ethereum, right? So I'm even thinking that at some point, maybe XRP could challenge Ether for second place on CoinMarketCap. So if you don't have Ripple, you could look at it during this correction. I mean, why not? With a target of $5 to $6. Moving on to medium risk. So 3 coins that I'm continuing to buy more of are Starknet, Linea, and Aptos. We've already talked about them a lot, so there's no point in repeating myself 100 times. So Starknet and Linea are layer 2s. Well, Starknet is clear, it's the failed hopes of many investors. The logic here is simple. I mean, the bottom we're seeing now, how much lower can it go? Naturally, if Starknet even bounces back to 30 cents, I'll already be happy. So I don't have targets like $2 anymore. But even considering I managed to average my position at the bottom, a move toward the price Starknet was trading at a year ago would already be a mini alt season for it. Anyway, I'm continuing to accumulate this coin. Next is Linea. Here I've had a very negative experience because I started buying this coin way too early. But I'm glad that since the last time we talked, the price hasn't really changed much. It seems like Linea has finally found its bottom. Let's just hope it doesn't drop any further. It's backed by big funds and MetaMask itself. Let's hope Linea realizes its potential soon. And the third coin is Aptos, one of my favorite blockchains because I managed to make a good profit on it. A couple of times actually, we made multiples. And if anyone had told me back then that we'd see Aptos below $1, I honestly wouldn't have believed it. With the price where it is, I'm continuing to buy this coin when I can, and I've accumulated a pretty good amount now. I'm hoping Aptos won't let me down and will soon at least make me happy by bouncing back to the prices we saw 6 months ago. That would already be nice. And if it goes back to its highs, well, I'll be thrilled. And the last category for today is high risk. Unfortunately, these memo coins have moved into the pre-scam zone or potentially great opportunities. Today we'll talk about that and try to figure out what the prospects are. So Hippo, Foxy and Vin, let's go in order. Hippo was one of last year's cases, I'd say, because I managed to make a profit of around 7 times and most importantly lock in that profit. Then I got back into this coin hoping that maybe the move would repeat itself. But after that re-entry, Hippo hit a new low and dropped another 7 times or so. So at the very bottom, I've significantly bought more Hippo. Now I just realize either this coin will be a scam or it'll be the bounce of the year. And let's look at what the risks are here. If you check the Hippo Telegram, you can conclude that the admins just cashed out because none of the admins are posting in the chat anymore, like hello family, to the moon, rockets and so on. Only holders are posting and there are quite a few of them, plus scammers trying to lure people into various other coins. There are bots in Telegram that clean up spam, but not all of it. That's not great, obviously, but fortunately they're still active on Twitter. Basically, here's the conclusion. Either the admins cashed out and they're just not interested in the coin anymore, though, well, the logic isn't quite clear. The market cap is peanuts. There's liquidity on Sui, on the DEX, where the Hippo pair exists, and I think there's over $200,000 in liquidity there. There are several good exchanges like the American Kraken. The coin is also on Binance Alpha, but since the last video, Hippo was removed from Binance Futures, so maybe that's why the admins just gave up on this meme coin. Maybe they just created some kind of information vacuum, and from here, we'll see some interesting price action. Anyway, I'm willing to take those risks, so I'm continuing to buy more Hippo. I already have a pretty significant amount of coins now, and I've already made a decision for myself. As they say, to wait it out until the end. I'll leave these coins to my grandkids if I have to, or sell at the highs. Next up is Foxy, which since our last meeting actually got delisted from Bybit and dropped another 70%. As of today, Foxy's market cap is less than $1 million. Just think about those numbers. What's good here is that the admins are still around, they're constantly active in the chat, and they're on Twitter too. And this is basically the only meme coin I know on the Linear blockchain. So I assume that if there's a trend for linear coins, maybe Foxy will wake up in turn. That's why I bought a significant amount at the very bottom and similarly accepted that this position could go to zero, meaning it'll all just be a memory, so to speak. Or alternatively, with some meme coin or linear hype, I'll be able to sell for big gains. And the last meme coin for today from the BSC blockchain is Vinu. I managed to make some good money on it back in the day. Then on the Bybit exchange we saw the ST tag, which means a potential delisting, and Vinu corrected significantly. I bought more during that correction. They somehow managed to get that tag removed. Basically, I started thinking, that's it, Vinu is going to the moon, but not so fast. The market started correcting, not just Vinu, but in general, all coins as we know, and now Vinu has received the ST tag for the second time. I think they won't recover from this, and Bybit will eventually delist it, this meme coin. It's dropped significantly now. I've personally bought more and plan to get even more when the delisting date is announced. Often at that point, the coins drop even further. Overall, they have a pretty large and active community. We know that trends happen periodically on various blockchains, and I think when the BSC trend returns, Vinu could bring some nice gains. All in all, for these 3 meme coins, you should take an amount you're willing to lose to the market, split it between these 3 coins, and see what happens. It might be a scam, or maybe one of the meme coins, or even all of them, will make us happy soon. Moving on to the second part of the video, where we'll talk about the latest news in Bitcoin in general. We had another Fed meeting, and what happened? Well, you guessed it right, they didn't lower the interest rate. But in mid-May, it seems Jerome Powell is set to step down, and a new Fed chair is already being considered. And rumors say he's quite the crypto enthusiast, having declared $100 million in crypto or crypto companies. Basically a wealthy guy. The only thing is, this crypto guy is pro-Trump. And we've already seen what can happen when a crypto president comes to the world's leading economy. Miracle Memcoins and new projects launch, then wars eventually end and so on. So honestly, it's actually a bit scary to imagine such a person potentially leading the Fed. But let's stay positive, as they say, and hope that a new head will somehow benefit the crypto market. We believe, we hope, we wait. Come on, new chief, don't let us down. Now let's move on to Bitcoin itself. Honestly, there's not much news here. I just wish that Bitcoin would finally stay above $80,000, and maybe that will give a positive boost to altcoins. But as many influencers say, they're expecting Bitcoin at $50,000 or lower. Honestly, it's scary to think what would happen to altcoins. So, knock on wood, I hope that kind of Bitcoin price won't happen before alt season. Moving on to the third part of the video, specifically about extra earning opportunities. I recently posted on my Telegram channel that if you have accounts in the red on MEXC, there's a way to earn without any risks, as no money is required on your account. So, in short, if you have a negative P&L on futures, then there are some guys, local whizzes, so to speak, who trade these accounts using their own money. They deposit their cash, warm up the account, and basically use software to do whatever they do there. Anyway, I didn't look into the details, and in turn they share their profits. Specifically, 15% goes to the person whose account it is. And accordingly, once they've worked through that negative P&L, they return the account back to your hands. I've already had a number of people go through this process, so I can say that this story is proven. How long this will work, I'm not sure. Yeah, because if MEXC shuts this whole thing down, then naturally it'll all be over. But as of today, it's all still functioning. So if anyone's interested, if you have that need, just send me a direct message. And the second area that I'm currently actively testing, there hasn't been any public information from me yet. Basically, I want a little more time to pass to figure everything out, but I can say that so far it looks very interesting. We're talking about trading precious metals and currencies. Basically, there's real money to be made here right now. Because if you look at what's happened with gold over the last year, you think, man, why didn't we invest in gold alongside altcoins? All in all, in the near future, as soon as I figure all this out and have more results, I think I'll post the information publicly on my Telegram channel, so make sure to subscribe there if you're not already. The link will be in the description. So guys, give me some feedback in the comments. How did you like this video and was it useful to you? Write what you think about the altcoins I mentioned. Should we finally expect some big gains, or will they hit a new low? I'm interested to read your opinion. If you liked the video, if it was useful, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell. In the description are links to my useful Telegram channels. You definitely need to be there. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you. Big hugs. Take care. Bye.